One of you guys yesterday said that my squat from yesterday looked like LeBron squat. Now, LeBron squatting is probably one of the best memes that I've ever seen when it comes to training in sports, merging my two loves of barbell training and basketball. At the time, I remember thinking to myself, surely not, man. Like, he can score better than that. And the outrage and the outpouring of opinions and recommendations and the discussion around all of that was crazy at the time. I remember it clearly. Now, LeBron is somebody that's at the peak of, physical fitness, physical performance. He's one of the best athletes to ever exist in any sport, in any era, all that, right? So he knows what's up. Also, he is a billionaire. And he spends a lot of money on training, coaching, diet, all the rest of it, right? And yet he's doing that. Now, I remember at the time people were saying that is useless, he should be squatting lower, all that. And then I remember thinking to myself, after hearing a lot of people talk about that, why would LeBron squat ATG? Why would he need to squat ass to grass when he will never be in that position in his sport, ever? All of his positions are basically like this squat video. He's in a quarter squat, and when he's in a wide stance like that, that is a defensive stance for him. He's 6'8", 260. Obviously, like I said, one of the best athletes to ever do it. And so it's very specific for him to move in that way, like we saw him squat. Now, in the powerlifting world and Olympic weightlifting world, that is an absolute mockery of what we know. But I don't know, man. Like, I think to myself, he does have access to the best minds. And what if that coach that he was working with actually wanted him to squat like that? No, he wasn't telling him, I want you to squat ATG, and that's what was produced. I reckon there is something about specificity in sports. I think there's something specificity in training. And also, I think there is something about really, really wide squats. Now, a 6'8" dude that's 120 kilos, he's not going to have the mobility to go as wide as he did and hit parallel. Like, you need a very high degree of groin mobility strength. Those adductors need to let go. Like, a lot of stuff needs to happen for you to do that. Especially for somebody like him who is a peak athlete in his sport. He doesn't give a shit about barbell training. Let's be honest. He's using that as a tool to improve his basketball skills, athleticism on the court, change of direction, lateral movement on defense, all that stuff. So, as funny as that sounds, I think there's something to it. Now, I am not trying to squat like LeBron. I want to get lower. However, my soreness in my adductors from previous sessions has basically rendered me useless, and I can't get into that position. But even when I'm doing these LeBron squats, let's call them LeBron squats, I feel great doing them. And I think it's because it's in a wide stance and I'm stretching the groin, which is tight from previous sessions. Now, the first thing that comes into my mind is, do we all need to squat ATG? Do you need to squat ATG? This is going to sound completely different to my opinions from years ago. But my answer to that is, I don't think you have to. If you're a field sport athlete, I don't think you need to squat ATG, man. You need to squat for whatever is required of you. Now, I do have a feeling that people that squat a lot of weight and stop at parallel or higher, there is a very high risk of knee torque, knee shearing forces. I feel it when I'm doing 120 kilos. My knees don't feel as good as when I go ATG narrow. So that's just one little kind of asterisk next to all of that, is that, yeah, cool, squat however you want to squat. But just be mindful of the knees blowing out when you start increasing the weight and you're stopping at parallel. You just need to be mindful of that. If you start having knee pain, my opinion, and I've always felt this way, is that ATG narrow squats are the best for knee health. It just puts the knee in a natural position. And there is support with the hamstring touching the calf. There is support. It's like a pillow effect when you're changing direction from going down and then going up. That split second moment where there is a change of direction, your body going down and then up, the forces are huge. And I think the knees are alone in that when you're stopping it in midair, like in a parallel squat or a quarter squat. It's all in the knee. But when you go sit your ass all the way down, all of a sudden, it's not just the knee. The whole calf and hamstring are sharing that load. And it's almost like a rebound effect. The knees are not alone. That is the only thing that I think about. And so me doing 120 kilos is fine. But if I was to load this up fully, I don't know. I just feel like my knees would be in a worse state. I still prefer aesthetically, strength, perspective. I love the ATG squat. It's beautiful, but I think there is something to be said about other forms of squat depending on what you need. I need this because I suck at this. And so that's why I do it. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.